Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel.
The premiere of Matt Reeves' The Batman opens up a new page in the Batman franchise cinematic history. The film stars Robert Pattinson as the Caped Crusader and has an impressive cast of characters. However, there are a few details about the film that you may not be aware of. So here are some of the biggest secrets about Robert Pattinson's The Batman. Number 5. Influenced by the comics. Filmmakers of comic book adaptations typically fall into one of two subgroups: those who try to eliminate as many remnants of the comic book world as possible, as Bryan Singer did with the very first two X-Men films, or those who accept the comic book origin with enthusiasm, as Sam Raimi did with his Spider-Man films. Matt Reeves appears to be attempting to get the best of both worlds in The Batman. The filmmaker has already stated that he wants to base the universe of the Caped Crusader in the harsh actual world, rather than the over-the-top bat shenanigans of the comic books and animations. He's also been outspoken regarding his admiration for the Caped Crusader's comics heritage. Reeves based his narrative on parts and pieces of Batman mythology, and it follows a young Batman in the initial phases of his profession, as he battles many foes while trying to figure out the new threat to Gotham. Instead of another origin narrative, fans would be treated to a new Batman adventure centered on the character's rich comic book background, but presented in the actual world. Number 4. It was a challenging shoot. Both fans and the studio had high hopes for The Batman, and any tension that the actors and crew of the film had previously felt was amplified tenfold once the project's real shooting began. Principal production began in January 2020, and the filming of The Batman got going quickly, only to come to a halt a few months later when the COVID-19 epidemic struck. The shoot resumed after months of imposed tests, but with extremely tight new protocols in place to keep the virus away. COVID-19 instances did appear on the set from time to time, despite the best efforts of the crew. The studio's chief worry was when the film's star Robert Pattinson had the virus and had to be promptly cleared for isolation, as well as other precautionary measures. Luckily, Pattinson healed from his sickness and resumed filming after a short period, but it wasn't the only occurrence that had harmed his health while filming The Batman. Before the epidemic began, the actor disclosed in a conversation with GQ that he injured his wrist whilst portraying the Caped Crusader. Because the nature of the shoot was so kind of insular, always shooting at night, just really dark all the time, the actor confesses to being quite alone and psychologically strained while filming the picture. Number 3. Fans did not approve of Robert Pattinson as Batman's hero. When it was initially revealed that Robert Pattinson would play the title role in The Batman, several fans were angry. There were concerns that the actor, best known for his portrayal as Edward the Dazzling Vampire in the Twilight series, lacked the masculinity to play the Caped Crusader. When Reeves pictured Pattinson as the leading guy while writing The Batman, he seemed to have no clue if the actor would like to return to blockbuster filmmaking after performing small films. Pattinson, it turns out, is a tremendous Batman fan who is always seeking a way to participate in Reeves' project. The actor leaped at the chance to apply for the part. Also, during his audition, he wore the Batman outfit. Number 2. It's inspired by 1970s cinema. Film producers tackling the Batman property seem to like basing their films on even older crime films for certain reasons. Among the most apparent sources of inspiration for Christopher Nolan while he was filming The Dark Knight was the 1995 action drama Heat, right down to the opening sequence with the bank heist. After that, director Todd Phillips traveled back over a decade in search of inspiration for his 2019 feature Joker. Phillips, a major Martin Scorsese admirer, pays tribute to and closely resembles the character rhythm for both The King of Comedy from 1982 and Taxi Driver from 1976, per Esquire. Matt Reeves resumes his voyage back in time with The Batman, in which he looks for inspiration in the early 1970s action and crime dramas. Number 1. There's inspiration from the real world. The Riddler is among Batman's most colorful villains, a laughing, egotistical criminal who enjoys displaying his intelligence by leaving a trail of clues and riddles for the cops and Batman to solve. However, the incarnation of the character performed by Paul Dano in the Batman teaser is far from colorful or lighthearted. Rather, this Riddler is dressed in drab green work clothes that stress efficiency over flair, and murders his victims in cold blood as part of a mystery plan to reveal Gotham's deep-seated corruption. Fans immediately recognized the parallels between Dano's Riddler and the Zodiac Murderer, a notorious real-life serial killer, renowned for tormenting the authorities with riddles and puzzles connected to the atrocities he committed. The Batman films have a particular cachet that elevates them above the conventional superhero popcorn fare. Fans look for something cognitively interesting, as well as a lot of entertaining action and adventure. Reeves appears to be bent on providing all of that and more, based on what we've seen and learned about the film thus far.
Well, this brings us to the end of our video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. We will see you soon in another video. Until then, take care and goodbye!